welcome to All in Sports Talk. I'm your host, Mario. I apologize for the sound of my voice. Last night I was out watching UFC 204 and I went a bit crazy screaming, so I kind of lost my voice a bit. Anyways, let's recap last night's UFC 204 in Manchester, England. First off, Stefan Struve in the heavyweight division took on Polish superstar Omelian Zuk. Hope I said his name right. Stefan Struve beat him in the second round with a Darce choke. Also, England's own Jimmy Manuwa took on OSP in a light heavyweight collision. It was, I would say, a bit of an upset. I did not expect for Manuwa to win, especially in the fashion he did, knocking OSP out in such fashion, convincing fashion. It was one of the best knockouts I've seen in a while. Also, in the middleweight division, former Strikeforce champion Gegard Mousasi took on former UFC light heavyweight champion legend Vitor Belfort. Gegard Mousasi pressured him for the first round, and into the second round he just laid into him, and he won by TKO. I think Belfort's, he's 39 years old. He's been in a lot of battles. I think it's time for him to take a look at what's next for him. He lost really badly in his last fight against Jacare. That middleweight division, there's a lot of animals, young animals that are hungry, and he's an aging line. Also in the main event, the rematch between Michael Bisping versus Dan Henderson for the UFC middleweight championship. Michael Bisping won by unanimous decision. It was there was a bit of controversy. I don't think I'm the only one. I think a lot of MMA fans thought Henderson won. I gave him the first two rounds, especially that he rocked him and ground and pounded him in those first two rounds. I gave Bisping the third and fourth round, but it's not like they were convincing rounds that he won. Also, the fifth round I gave to Henderson. He got him down on the ground. Didn't do much, but still, I think they got to get better judges to score these fights. Probably, I think they got to get retired fighters who know about the sport. I still look at their faces. Hendo didn't have a scratch. Bisping, he had two black eyes that were coming out of his face. It looked like tomatoes. I don't know, man. That was Henderson's last fight. A long storybook career, man. He's won every title except in the UFC, but he's still a legend in everybody's eyes. Shout out to Hendo, and thank you, Henderson. Now, let's go look at some World Cup qualifying matches, what happened. South America, Ecuador stunned Chile 3-0. Also, Uruguay beat Venezuela 3-0 with a brace by Edison Cavani. Peru tied to Argentina 2-2. Brazil destroyed Bolivia 5-0. Some European qualifying matches for the World Cup. Italy ended in a 1-1 draw to Spain with a late goal coming from one of the kings of Rome, Daniele De Rossi. Also, Croatia beat Kosovo 6-0 with a hat-trick by Mario Mandzukic. But Croatia were not the only team to score 6 goals. Also, Portugal beat Andorra 6-0 with 4 goals scored by none other than Cristiano Ronaldo. No surprise. The guy is just phenomenal. Also, Turkey-Ukraine ended in a 2-2 draw. Belgium beat Bosnia 4-0. England took on Malta yesterday, beating them 2-0. And Germany beat Czech Republic 3-0 with a brace by Thomas Müller. Now, we'll take you over to Akeem.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the All in Sports Talk YouTube channel. I'm your host of the YouTube channel, A.Rich, Akeem Richens, also the host of the Everything Sports Podcast. If you don't know me, get to know me. I am giving you everything sports, and we are your escape from reality. Now, I hope you continue to listen, continue to watch, and continue to subscribe to the All In Network YouTube channel, the All In Network's team. We are constantly giving you information about sports that you cannot ignore. And as we all know, we are in October, and there's nothing better in October than postseason baseball in the MLB, and we are seeing that firsthand. Early in the week, my condolences to New York Mets. We left Madison Bumgarner and his win or take all games. His streak is upheld. He is an absolute beast, an absolute monster in primetime games, in games where his San Francisco Giants need him the most. And he upheld his end of the bargain, and they moved on, the San Francisco Giants, to take care of the New York Mets. I have to salute my team, of course, because of the amount of injuries that we had and we overcame. For us to be in a wild card game in that situation, I have to salute my team. But we do have changes to come. Changes are on the horizon. Now, I know it's MLB baseball, and we always gotta put life with sports and combine them. Because I know a couple months ago, we all remember Jose Bautista, the star baseball player from the Toronto Blue Jays, getting walloped in the face by the Texas Rangers pitcher, starting pitcher. Come back a couple months later, who faces each other in the playoffs? The Texas Rangers and the Toronto Blue Jays. And I would say the Toronto Blue Jays definitely has the upper hand. Karma is definitely on their side, and they are one game from advancing on from the Texas Rangers. Another team that hasn't been spoke about in the light that they should have been spoken about throughout the season, and that's the Cleveland Indians. I have to salute the Cleveland Indian organization, their front office, and their team for the season that they had this year in a division where the world champ Kansas City Royals is in. Terry Francona has took the Cleveland Indians on another level. And if it wasn't for that guy out there in Chicago, in the Windy City, Joe Madden, I would be going on the chant for Terry Francona as manager of the year. What he's done is nothing short of remarkable. He's been an exceptional coach since the Boston Red Sox days. And I don't know how other teams wasn't in the mix in trying to acquire this ball coach that the Cleveland Indians got, because he's one heck of a coach. And I salute the Cleveland Indians, who is also one game away from advancing to the next round, up 2-0 on the Boston Red Sox. You notice I just spoke about karma a couple minutes ago with Toronto and the Texas Rangers. Well, karma is hitting them in another light with former Boston Red Sox ball coach Terry Francona taking care of business against his former team, the Boston Red Sox. The Dodgers and the Nationals. I hate the Dodgers. I'm an NL East guy. I'm a New York Mets guy. I hate the Nationals, excuse me. I like the Dodgers in this one. They up 1-0. They had bad weather. Hurricane Matthew. Rest in peace. My condolences to all the families that experienced tragedy because of Hurricane Matthew. But the the Nationals and the Dodgers game should pick up back today, and I'm hoping the Dodgers can take another step and go into the right direction, and that is probably a date with the Chicago Cubs for the trip to go to the World Series. But we're going to see what happens today. Dodgers are up 1-0. Clayton Kershaw seems to be the opposite of Madison Bumgarner in certain situations. Clayton Kershaw is the guy that you want in the regular season. Madison Bumgarner is the guy that you want in the win or take all. I don't want Clayton Kershaw in no win or take all games. I don't want nothing to do with that guy in no win or take all games. Regular season games, meaningless games, give me Clayton Kershaw. When the games mean everything, give me Madison Bumgarner. But that's a story for another day. MLB baseball is on its way to the next round, and we're going to see how these rounds shape up within the next couple of days. NBA preseason. We know the NBA is also on the horizons. We know that's preseason going along right now. We have a lot of different guys talking. Everybody has a super team. The Golden State Warriors have a super team. Derrick Rose think the Knicks have a super team. Paul Pierce think the Clippers got a super team, and then they played their exhibition game and lost by 45. So there's a lot of super team talk going around in the NBA, and I'm going to see if the National Basketball Association is even worth watching this year. Yes, Golden State Warriors are the team to beat. I'm going to see if any other team can match up to a Kevin Durant, a Klay Thompson, a Steph Curry, a Andre Iguodala. I'm going to see if other teams can live up to this bill. I'm going to see if there are really super teams in the league besides Golden State, like some of these NBA players say they are. We're going to see Halloween. Usually the season starts. Halloween is coming up fairly quickly. So is the NBA season, and I'm excited to get that underway. Last but not least, it's football Sunday. What do we want to watch today? There's a lot of games going on in the NFL. One game in particular that I want to discuss, and it's not a highlighted game, but it's a game that I definitely can't ignore, and that's the New England Patriots and the Cleveland Browns. And the reason that game cannot be ignored is because the activation of Tom Brady. I know a lot of teams are now worried. I've been seeing a lot of reports from NFL GMs and certain guys across the league that are scared out their mind that Tom Brady is activated and he's coming back furious and upset and think he's going to hold the league hostage. So I'm excited to see what Tom Brady does against the Cleveland Browns, against the first team he's holding hostage today. I want to see Tom Brady go off, go crazy, and I want to see the rest of the NFL as well. We all know football is what we love. So let's see the results, and I'm definitely going to get back at you with my synopsis with certain things I see and certain things that's going on around all of sports tomorrow in the Everything Sports Podcast. Until next time, keep subscribing to the All In Talk YouTube channel.
Welcome back to another edition of Hot Topics, some MMA news. UFC 206 in Toronto. They have it's been leaked by Daniel Cormier that he will be fighting and defending his light heavyweight title against Anthony Rumble Johnson in their rematch. But it is not the main event, so I don't know if there's still a possibility for the Canadian Kingpin, Georges St. Pierre. We'll just have to see. It's still 2 months away. In other news, Napoli's Milik could miss probably 6 months, I believe. He tore his ACL with Poland this week in World Cup qualifying, so that if he is gone for that long, that is a big loss for Napoli. Also, Inter Milan's Mauro Icardi, his agent has said that he has had offers from Real Madrid, Juventus, and PSG before he signed the 5-year deal this week with Inter Milan. Let's take a look at some of next week's big matchups. In Italy, Napoli look to bounce back from their loss last week to Atalanta. They take on Roma. That should be a great matchup. Also, Inter Milan take on Cagliari. On paper, this matchup is not attractive, but it is two mid-table teams, with Inter being in 9th place, Cagliari being in 10th place. So I want to see how that game plays out. Also in England, Chelsea take on Leicester City. Liverpool take on Manchester United. That should be a thriller. And in France, the first place team, Mario Balotelli's Nice, take on Lyon. This Nice team this year, they're the only undefeated team in France. They're playing good. And Mario Balotelli it looks like he has reinvented himself. Hopefully he stays on the right path, because we all know once he loses it, that's it. Some big matchups in the NFL next week. AFC West showdown. The Denver Broncos take on San Diego Chargers. The Dallas Cowboys take on Green Bay Packers. The Patriots take on Cincinnati Bengals. That should be a great matchup. In the NFC East, the Philadelphia Eagles take on the Washington Redskins. And in another AFC West showdown, the Kansas City Chiefs, I was going to say Royals for some reason, take on the Oakland Raiders. These are my picks. I believe Denver will beat San Diego. You know, their defense is just too strong. They got two young, good quarterbacks with Simeon and Paxton Lynch. The Cowboys, Green Bay, even though I'm a Cowboy fan, I have to give this one to Green Bay only because, you know, they got a lot of rookies on that team, Dallas. You know, they don't have the experience yet, but who knows, right? Tom Brady is back this week, and he'll probably look even better next week against Cincinnati. I give this game to New England, hands down. Philadelphia Eagles against Washington. As good as Carson Wentz has been playing, and the Philadelphia Eagles, it's still going to be a tough matchup because divisional rivals, doesn't matter what division, the records go out the window. So that should be, I don't know. I'm going to pick the Eagles on this one. And Kansas City against Oakland, that's another tough one. On paper, Oakland's the better team. But Kansas City's defense, though, if they show up, no one's scoring on that defense. I'm going to have to go with Oakland, though. Yeah, offensively, they're a better team than Kansas City is. And I just want to say to my fellow Canadians, have a happy and safe Thanksgiving. This is All in Sports Talk. See you next week.